Thank you so much. It's great to see everybody. Troy knows how to bring it. I appreciate that. It's great to be here. We came from South Carolina. It's colder here. And a lot of y'all are saying, oh, no, it's warm. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's great to be here. You know, when I look at what we're dealing with in the country, I'll tell you kind of where I come from. Is when I first became governor, we were having hard times, much like we're having today. We had double-digit unemployment. We were 11% unemployment. We had thousands of people on welfare, and South Carolina was the butt of the jokes. And we got to work, and we rallied. And by the time I left being governor, we were building planes with Boeing. We were building more BMWs than any place in the world. We brought in Mercedes-Benz. We brought in Volvo, 5 international tire companies. And yes, Mark, they were referring to us as the beast of the Southeast. We moved that 11% down to 4%. We announced jobs in every county in the state. We passed tort reform. We passed pension reform. We cut taxes. We built up our coffers. We paid down our debt. But we also acknowledged some truths. We said, if you got to show picture ID to buy Sudafed, if you got to show picture ID to get on a plane, you should have to show picture ID to protect the integrity of the election process. We passed voter ID in South Carolina. We passed the toughest illegal immigration law in the country. President Obama sued us over it, and we won. And by the time I left being governor, we were named the friendliest state in the country, the most patriotic state in the country, and the #2 state in the country people were moving to. And then I went to the United Nations, and I made a point to tell countries what America was for and what America was against. I didn't care if they didn't like me, but I wanted them to respect America. Now we look at the situation we have in our country, and these are not good times. We're $34 trillion in debt. We're having to borrow money just to make our interest payments. China owns some of that debt. And for the first time, we're paying more money in interest payments than we are in our defense budget. You know who notices that? Russia, China, and Iran. And I would love to tell you that Joe Biden did that to us. But I've always spoken in hard truths, and I'm going to do that with you today. Our Republicans did that to us too. You go back and look at Donald Trump put us $8 trillion in debt in just 4 years. And Republicans doubled down and continued spending. Look at the $2.2 trillion COVID stimulus bill that they passed with no accountability. They expanded welfare that's now left us with 80 million Americans on Medicaid, 42 million Americans on food stamps. And did they try and make it right? Nope. Congress doubled down and opened up earmarks and pet projects for the first time in 10 years, pushing through 7,000 of them last year. At some point, they have to start understanding the value of a dollar. So how do we fix our income? The first thing I say is we need to start by clawing back the $100 billion of unspent COVID dollars that are still sitting out there. Instead of 87,000 IRS agents going after middle America, let's go after the hundreds of billions of dollars of COVID fraud. 1 out of every $7 was spent fraudulently. If 8% of our budget is interest, quit borrowing, cut up the credit cards. You have to balance a budget every day. I had to balance a budget as governor. Why is Congress the only group that refuses to balance a budget? We'll stop the spending, we'll stop the borrowing, we'll eliminate their pet projects, and I will veto any spending bill that doesn't take us back to pre-COVID levels. That will save us trillions. Then we'll take as many federal programs as we can and send them down to the state level. That will dramatically reduce the size of the federal government, but it will empower people on the ground. Think education, think healthcare, think welfare, think mental health. If we cut the strings and sent those resources down, I would much rather have it be closer to the people than decided by Washington bureaucrats. And then we're watching the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. We need to open up the middle class. So we want to cut taxes on the middle class, simplify those brackets. We want to make sure we eliminate the federal gas and diesel tax in this country. And we want to make small business tax cuts permanent. Small businesses are the heartbeat of our economy. Small businesses are the heartbeat of our economy. We need to start acting like it. And let me tell you, acting like it is not doing what Joe Biden is doing with these electric vehicles that are happening right now. Think about what he did. He sent all of this corporate welfare to companies, telling all of us that we have to drive electric cars by 2033. Now, what about the fact that maybe we don't want to drive an electric car? Have you seen how expensive they are? We should have the freedom to decide what we want to buy. But more than that, you just did this when 70% of the batteries in electric cars are made by China. So you just took all of our taxpayer money and you're sending it to China? Think about what that says. And so all of this debt under Trump has just gotten bigger under Biden. And you know, Congress has one job, just one job, and that's to make sure they give us a budget on time. Do you know Congress has only given us a budget on time 4 times in 40 years? You know what I say about that? When I'm president, they don't give us a budget on time, they don't get paid, period. Don't you think it's finally time we had term limits in Washington, D.C.? Don't you think we need to have mental competency tests for anyone over the age of 75? Now, I want to say this. I'm not being disrespectful when I say that. We all know people over 75 that can run circles around us. And then we know Joe Biden. Congress has become the most privileged nursing home in the country. This is nothing to play with. These are people making decisions on the future of our economy. These are people making decisions on the future of our national security. We need to know they're at the top of their game. We don't have time to play like that. And speaking of that, what about the border? I can't even believe this would happen in the United States of America. 9 million illegal immigrants have come across that border. We had more fentanyl cross the border last year that would kill every single American. Number 1 cause of death for adults 18 to 45, fentanyl. And don't think for a second China doesn't know what they're doing when they send it over. So when I told you we passed the toughest illegal immigration law in the country, what I want to do is take what we did in South Carolina and go national with it. We'll do a national E-Verify program where every business has to prove that the people they hire are in this country legally. We will defund sanctuary cities once and for all. No more safe havens in America. We'll put 25,000 Border Patrol and ICE agents on the ground and let them do their job. We will go back to the Remain in Mexico policy so that no one even steps foot on U.S. soil. And instead of catch and release, we'll go to catch and deport. That is how we will stop what's happening on the border. And look at what happened last week. They actually had a border bill last week, right? And if you look at the bill, the good part of the bill was it strengthened asylum laws. We need to strengthen asylum laws. 3 million illegal immigrants came under Trump's watch because we didn't have strong asylum laws. The weak part of the bill was it didn't have the Remain in Mexico policy. We need to have that. And it had a 5,000 person threshold. We don't even need a 1 person threshold. We need to know we're vetting anybody and everybody that comes in here. But what went wrong is Congress needed to get in a room and figure it out and not come out until they passed a strong bill. But instead, what'd they do? They went home for 2 weeks on vacation. The other problem was Trump went and told Congress not to pass anything until after the general election because it would hurt him. We can't wait one more day for them to pass a strong border bill. Congress needs to get in a room and figure it out, and Trump needs to stay out of it, period. And you know, growing up in rural South Carolina, my parents always taught me, you take care of those who take care of you. But I'm going to ask you if we're taking care of those who take care of us. Right now in America, over 35,000 of our veterans are homeless. 1 in 3 suffers from PTSD or thoughts of suicide. We lose 22 heroes a day to suicide. If a veteran needs a doctor's appointment at the VA, on average, it takes 29 days. Why 29 days? Because on the 30th day, they can go to the doctor or hospital of their choice. So midway through the 29 days, they get a call to reschedule, and the clock starts all over again. It's shameful how we treat our veterans. Now, I'm the proud wife of a combat veteran who served in Afghanistan. And when Michael came home to us, that was a lot of prayers answered. But that was the easy part. When we got home, life got hard. Michael couldn't hear loud noises. He couldn't be in crowds. Life had passed him by for the year that he was gone, and the transition was tough. We can't just love our men and women when they're gone. We got to love them when they come back home, too. We need to do more than just the 2-week transition. We need to take care of them for the long haul. And that means having telehealth so they can get the mental health care they need right when they need it. They should be able to go to the doctor or hospital of their choice. They've earned that right. And I think the best way we go about taking care of VA health care, I think every member of Congress should have to get their health care from the VA, and you watch how fast that gets fixed. It'll be the best health care you've ever seen, guaranteed. But talking about the military, let's talk about national security. The world is on fire, literally. You've got a war in Europe. You've got a war in the Middle East. You've got North Korea testing intercontinental ballistic missiles capable of hitting the U.S. You've got China doing cyber attacks on our infrastructure. And you've got Russia, who's now doing blinding satellites, that if a missile were to come, we wouldn't see it, and that they could take out our infrastructure. But make no mistake, none of that would have happened had we not had that debacle in Afghanistan. The idea that Michael and his military brothers and sisters who served there had to watch us leave Bagram Air Force Base in the middle of the night without telling our allies who stood shoulder to shoulder with us for decades because we asked them to be there. Think about what that said to our friends. More importantly, think about what it said to our enemies. And now you look at the situation that the Republican Party is putting us in and that Donald Trump is encouraging, and it's this isolationist approach. America can never be so arrogant to think we don't need friends. After 9/11, we needed a lot of friends. And what you're seeing now is Joe Biden's putting his head in the sand, trying not to deal with any of it, which is causing more harm. And Donald Trump's wanting to walk away from all of it and thinking that if he turns away, that this won't affect us. And what's worse is Donald Trump is telling you that you have to choose between whether we prevent war around the world or whether we secure our border. Now, first of all, securing our border is priority number one, period. We've got to get that done. But understand, dictators, terrorists, and thugs always tell us what they're going to do. They're very transparent. Hamas said they were going to invade Israel. They did. China said they were going to take Hong Kong. We watched it during COVID. Russia said they were going to invade Ukraine. It happened. China says Taiwan is next. We better believe them. Russia said once they take Poland and the Baltic, once they take Ukraine, Poland and the Baltics are next. Those are NATO countries that immediately puts America at war. This is about preventing war. It's always been about preventing war. And I look at what Donald Trump said in South Carolina. He said he would actually encourage Putin to invade our allies. Think about that for a second. Trump is siding with a thug where 500,000 people have been wounded or killed because Putin invaded Ukraine. Trump is siding with a dictator who kills his political opponents. Trump is siding with a madman who arrests American journalists and holds them hostage. Trump is going to side with Putin, who's made no bones about wanting to destroy America, over our allies that stood with us after 9/11? What are we doing? We're better than that. When it comes to national security, a leader has to have moral clarity. A leader has to know the difference between good and evil. I'll be the first one to say that we shouldn't give cash to any country, friend or enemy, because you can't follow it and you can't hold it accountable. But when it comes to preventing war, we need to be able to tell the American people that, because a president and Congress, their number one goal is to prevent war. A president and Congress, their number one goal should be protecting Americans. And that means national security. So it's wrong to make you think you have to choose between that and the border. If we supported Ukraine and Israel and secured the border, do you know that's less than 20% of Biden's green subsidies? We need to start having them tell you the truth. Look, we know how to fix our national security. We know how to deal with our domestic policies. But we need to acknowledge that this is a time where we have to decide what we're going to do. Are we going to choose more of the same, or are we going to go in a new direction? More of the same is not just Joe Biden. More of the same is also Donald Trump. You look at the fact that 70% of Americans have said they don't want Donald Trump or Joe Biden in this next election. The majority of Americans dislike Donald Trump. The majority of Americans dislike Joe Biden. 60% of Americans think Donald Trump and Joe Biden are too old to be running for president. Do we really want to have a country in disarray and a world on fire and have our two candidates be in their 80s? Because we need someone who can put in 8 years of hard work, day and night, focused on real solutions for the American people, not vendettas, not drama, just results for the American people. That's what everybody wants. And more than that, look at the chaos that is happening under Joe Biden and Donald Trump. It's not normal under Joe Biden for him to turn around and allow millions of illegal immigrants to come in and not stop them. It's not normal for America to have all of these wars surrounding her. And then you look at Donald Trump. It is not normal for him to take $50 million of campaign contributions and pay him towards his personal court cases. It's not normal for Donald Trump to mock the military. It's not normal to have Joe Biden calling Trump supporters fascists and for Donald Trump to call Joe Biden's supporters vermin. Think about that. But more than that, what I'll say to Republicans is we can want, and I know all of you want, to change the direction of our country. And we can want that all day. But that is not going to happen if we can't win. And you look at any of those general election polls, any of them. There's a new one that came out from Marquette this week. Donald Trump and Joe Biden, margin of error. Another nail-biter of an election. I'm in that same poll, and I defeat Joe Biden by 18 points. That's bigger than the presidency. That's House, that's Senate, that's governorships, that's school boards. But more than that, you win by double digits. That's a mandate going into D.C. to stop the wasteful spending and get our economy back on track. That's a mandate to get our kids reading again and go back to the basics in education. That's a mandate to secure our borders with no more excuses. That's a mandate for law and order back in our cities. And that's a mandate for a strong America that prevents wars that we can all be proud of. Don't you want that? Because we could have that. But in order to have that, it's going to take a lot of courage. Courage for me to run. And courage for every one of you to know. Don't complain about what happens in a general election if you don't vote in this primary. It matters. You know, 8 months ago, I dropped my husband Michael off at 4 a.m. for another year-long deployment. And I watched him and 230 soldiers pick up their 2 duffel bags of belongings to go to a country they'd never been, all in the name of protecting America. They're willing to sacrifice their lives and their families because they still believe in this amazing experiment that is America. So if they're willing to sacrifice for us there, shouldn't we be willing to fight for America here? Because we have a country to save. And if we have a country to save, we need to look at the 3 warning signs that are facing us. The warning signs are that you can't be going down this national cliff when it comes to our fiscal situation and have our dollar weakening by the day and just forget that it's our money they're spending. And Donald Trump is showing no signs of wanting to do anything to correct it. And you can't go down this route of isolationism where all you're doing is pushing us further into war. You're not pulling us back from war. And you can't have a candidate who's going to win a primary who can't win a general. You look at those first early states. They can say Donald Trump won. I give him that. But he, as a Republican incumbent, didn't get 40% of the vote of the primary. And so the issue at hand is, he's not going to get the 40% if he's going and calling out my supporters and saying they're barred permanently from MAGA. He's not going to get the 40% by calling them names. He's not going to get the 40% by trying to take over the RNC so that it pays all his legal fees. He's not going to get the 40% if he is not willing to change and do something that acknowledges the 40%. And why should the 40% have to cave to him? We're talking about the heart and soul of our country, truly. And look, I'm not doing this for me. I'm not doing it for a political career. I'm doing this for my kids and all of your kids and grandkids. Think about what they've been through. They've gone through COVID, which was devastating. They're looking at this debt that Trump and Biden have just built up, and they're wondering what it means to them. They're wondering if they're ever going to be able to get a job or own a home. They're wondering how they're going to make ends meet, and they're fearful of war breaking out. They deserve to know what normal feels like. You know, I talked about the successes that we had when I was governor in South Carolina. But I'll also remind you that we had a lot of challenges and crises. We had multiple hurricanes. We had a 1,000-year flood. We had a school shooting. We had the shooting of Walter Scott by a dirty cop. And we had the loss of 9 amazing souls by a white nationalist at Mother Emanuel Church. Any one of those could have brought South Carolina to her knees. Those were on the heels, the Walter Scott shooting and the Mother Emanuel shooting were on the heels of Ferguson. And when you turned on the news, there were cities on fire all over our country. But South Carolina didn't burn. We didn't have riots. We had vigils. We didn't have protests. We had prayer. The tone at the top matters. We don't need leaders telling us who's good and who's bad and who's right and who's wrong. We need leaders who bring out the best in people and get us to go forward. That's what we're facing right now. And so I'll tell you what I've said as we go through these elections, and when you think about Michigan going to vote, all of you know people who are general election voters. We all know them. You'd be surprised at how many of your friends and family are just general election voters. I want you to send them a message from me. In a general election, we're given a choice. In a primary, we make our choice. Now is the time that we need to make our choice, because our voices are loud. They may act like they're bigger. They may act like they are the right way to go. But when you know what you're saying and feeling and thinking is right, don't walk away from that. I'll take the cuts. I'll take the bruises. I'll go through the pain. Because I know that sometimes the best things require the pain. That's how you get to the blessing. That's how you know to appreciate the blessing. But we all have to be willing to go through that together, because that's what this is about. When I announced, they asked me why I was doing this. And I said, you know, my parents came here 50 years ago to an America that was strong and proud and full of opportunities. I want them to know that country again. I'm doing this for Michael and his military brothers and sisters because they need to know their sacrifice matters. They need to know that we love our country. I'm doing this for my daughter who just got married, and I saw how hard it was for her and her husband to buy a home. The average home buyer in America now is 49 years old. The American dream is leaving them. And I'm doing this for my son who's a senior in college. And I am tired of watching him write papers of things he doesn't believe in just to get an A. That's not us. That's not America. And for the first time, 81% of Americans don't think their kids are going to have as good of a life as we did. We can't be okay with that. I'm not okay with that. We have a country to save. But I'll promise you this, If you will join with me in this movement, if you will join with me in this fight, I promise you, our best days are yet to come. Thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you, Michigan.